Hey, what's going on? What's going on? We got Playdemic's response to shot discrepancy. Now, I can live without the gold banner in that tournament, this past tournament. I'm good with it, but we just know that the algorithms for the rough bump and dunks and things like of that nature need to get better. Want to show you guys, and this is an update from some intel that I was showing you during the live streams in the beginning of one of the videos. So basically, we're going to be going to hole number 8, and we're going to watch the first shot. There's a sweet spot in front of a light row on the right side, and notice I cover a little bit with the red ring. And notice the ball guide and the position of everything, okay? Notice just the setup of the ball here. I will move it to the second row of light right there. Notice how the red will hang over the rough, splitting the rough. And that's the ball guide path from that spot. Now, the ring size doesn't change. So if you're in, pretty close to that ring, you're right there at that spot, right? So take a look at that 6-3 on the win, and watch what the ball does here. It wants to go past the hole, but it wants to be to the left. So speed is not an issue. Speed is not an issue, but laterally it's an issue, okay? And that's an adjustment that as a player I see and I make, and I see that it wants to play a little bit to the left. So let's look at this right here now. Shot number 2. The wind will be slightly different. It will now be a 0.2 difference, okay? Which is now it's a 6-1, all right? So what we're going to do is we're going to approach at the same exact shot line, which we know it is that light row right there. Okay. Now we are covering the red, and the ball guide is approaching the hole on the very same line. Okay. Now notice the red hanging over the rough. Okay. Notice the adjustments on the ball. Now watch the result.
Perfect shot.
Short.
Nice on.
Okay, short. There's no way that's short. They said it was left. But I made just a hair adjustment to make it dead center, or enough for the left spin. But so when you look at those two shots, that's the part where it really is frustrating as a player when you put in the time and the energy to study for these. This is back to shot 1. To put in the study for these tournaments. See, as a player, this makes me want to keep playing when I can do things like this and mimic my shots and things like that. But when I have a variance like this, I know that I'm in the very same spot because I do have the grid lines from the green. The green doesn't change. The size of the red ring doesn't change. Okay. So, and these are the things that are really hard for the good players to swallow because it's just so frustrating to put in the time and the energy to make these adjustments, get all these things done right, and then we still get poked. It's very frustrating. And so we went over this during the tournament, during
Perfect shot.
the beginning of the one of the rounds. And it's just very hard to continue to want to play this game when you're not being rewarded, and it's just And this seems to happen to me a lot on expert as well. And I had some variances that I thought were off, but regardless, we know that rough bumps are a part of the game, just like dunks are a part of the game. And that's why I make my videos. And before that one tournament with the dunks, I said, "Hey, you see that white stick or the white on the flag stick? Before, all my dunks were short, and I said, "Hey, it's finishing short, correct?" And then I showed him a video of it finishing high. It hits off the stick, off the white. So I was like, your algorithms have to get better. There's no way that it can be short every time. You're showing me short every time, and now it's long. So what gives? So those are the things that I video and tape and I show them. And I'm saying, these are the discrepancies that, as players, good players, that we're having problems with, and it just has to get better. You have to get better. That's got to be better than this. We are consumers, and I do want to commend Ian on his response after my initial inquiry, and we discussed. I kind of put him. I just said, "Hey, I need you to check out the this shot and see what." And then this was his first response. Two shots can hardly be identical, but the only problem is that you seemed exactly like it was identical as far as my shot placement because the lines of the green and the ball guide, and it was so identical that it's got to be better than that. So, and that my response was right here, and you can pause it as you read those things. And then his response was right here, which I liked. This was one of the best responses I've ever had from Playdemic. So want to commend them on that. I gave them 5 stars on this response. So thank you, Ian. And I do give you guys some grief a lot of times when things are in live play and I'm streaming. And but I'm critical of a lot of things just because we're paying customers, and sometimes it seemed for a long time that the customers' concerns were on the back burner. And like I said, on the replays, you guys hit it out of the park. It was a home run. I love the replays. We really fought for that. Highly commend you guys for doing that. And on the flip side, I'm gonna tell you guys, what I think about some other stuff. So. And during, live play and things, I can get a little emotional at times, and that's just part of it. And I know they understand that. But this response from Ian was awesome. I do like that. And hopefully the algorithms for the rough bump and the dunks will get better. And because as players, I can't be spending the time and promoting the game and doing things, and it's not like Playdemic's not paying me. Nobody's paying. This is my own time to show these shots and to do streams, and people come to my videos and things and whatever else. But to spend the time and energy to make these shots and do, I even did a danger zone that showed that shot, this exact shot on the danger zone tips, and it's just. It has to get better. It has to get better. There has to be a higher probability for a perfect shot to go in when you've already done that shot and you're repeating it. I get it if it's great. Okay, that's fine. But on a perfect shot, it needs to be better. There has to be a higher probability, especially when you have already made your adjustments off of another shot and you're right on that shot. You've got it dialed in. It can't just be just something just so different that
perfect shot.
It's not, it's not even near the same, right? There's no dead spots in that right there. It's rolling. It's got speed to go past the hole there. So, and as you see, again, that's why I'm talking about the red ring covering over the rough and the spot on the of the lines, and that's how you really hone in the game. That's how I've gotten all these banners as many times as I try to do everything the same thing. I make my adjustments off the last shot, and I get better with it. But the inconsistencies of shots like this is what's frustrating. And this happened a lot on 5 as well. I won't get into videos on that, but this is just one I picked out on 8. There was some discrepancy on 1, 2, and there's a lot of people in this tournament that know about those discrepancies who had everything dialed in, and then all of a sudden they changed it, which everybody's thinking they changed the elevation on that instead of the, you can't really change the course length and things like that, but they changed the elevation, which changed your percentage, which then changed your min distance, or
Perfect
minus
shot.
10% or plus 5% or whatever, which is,
Nice on.
which is that. So, but you see that was dead center going in, and there's no way that's falling short there. So anyhow, that was Playdemic's response, and I know some guys were asking about that, and we can do without that gold, and that's fine. But it has to get better, and as consumers, we do demand it to get better. And I do want to thank Playdemic for a fantastic response, and I just wanted to put that out there. And thanks, guys. Y'all have a great day.